dinosaur. The return of the wizard is coming back for more. The return of the wizard, the face behind that door. And he'll walk on the land with wisdom in his hand. And you'll find your heart in league with the wizard.
Welcome to Bind on Equip, episode 324 on the 4th of June. I know, right? 2024, I'm Wem, and with me as always is Tempest. Hey, Temp.
Hey.
How you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Wait.
Every time.
Let's take it into real life.
Did you answer the question of life? What are we doing here?
So how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great.
Are you? Great. I said very, very strangely.
I've got a work story. You won't believe it.
Really? Surprising.
I've got a work story about a guy I'm going to call Flash. And just like last week's guy, there's
Who
another
was
one who's compelled...
Bad Santa? Was it Bad Santa?
Yeah. I think so. Hobo Santa.
Hobo Santa. It's Hobo Santa, that's right.
Like Hobo Santa, he's a guy who's compelled to share. Within 5 minutes of meeting him, I knew he'd been in jail. Mm-hmm. I knew he was a brawler. Mm. He's a tough guy. Mm. As always, when someone tells you they're a tough guy,
yeah,
absolutely they must be.
Know it to be true.
I knew his niece was assaulted.
Right, good.
This is within 5 minutes of knowing him. Never met him before. Mm. This is while we're at work, at a customer.
It's a very sharing individual.
He's rocked up. I'm unloading him, and he's just unloading.
He's sharing with the person
just
who
plain
cares
unloading.
the least about anything.
Yeah, telling the lone wolf all his business. He's very wealthy. Likes to throw his money around gambling. Mm-hmm.
So he's a drug dealer.
He has a Mercedes.
That's why he's been to jail.
No, he's in jail because he beat someone up because his niece was assaulted.
Right.
Anyway, he's got a Mercedes, and his Mercedes gets as good fuel usage as my hybrid RAV4. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So far, what you've told me is he's a complete and utter wanker who lies.
And he would always drive his car. Did I mention it was a Mercedes? Yeah. Into the truck yard from the car park, about 100 metres, to clock in, then back into the car, back to the car park, then walk back to the office to get his work.
What?
Maybe he wanted everyone to see his Mercedes. Did I say he had a Mercedes?
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Anyway.
But also, you're not saving anything. You're just taking extra
Just showing
time.
off that you've got a Mercedes.
Surely.
Because you get to park it outside
surely
the office.
Surely that's not it. Like, it's just dumb to drive it in, drive it out, and then walk back in anyway. Like, I don't get it.
I'm not privy to what goes on in his head, just everything else.
Continue on.
So last week, he pulled up in the street that the yard is in, further down the street, rang the boss at 11:45 and said, I have to finish at 12 o'clock.
It's not much notice.
And the boss that he spoke to said, I'm sorry, we're really busy, and for no notice, I'm going to need you for a bit longer. So he hangs up. He then arrives in the yard, hands his keys and stuff in, jumps out of the truck, gets all his stuff out of the truck, just says, my wife says I have to leave, then walks out and never calls or comes back.
My wife says I have to leave for the day.
Well, I was talking to this boss, and I said, so did he say this has happened, so I have to go and take care of it? And he said no. He said, I told you exactly what he said. We were all up the other end of the office, put his keys and stuff through the window, said, my wife says I have to leave. He left, and we haven't heard from him since.
So, like, he resigned. That was him resigning.
That's his resignation.
Wasn't him just going, no, my wife says I have to leave right now.
Well, he's very rich. He doesn't really need to give proper notice or anything.
Why is he working? It's not like truck drivers are...
I know. If you're very rich, buy your own truck and do your own work.
Yeah, but also so that you can just leave. But also, that's strange behaviour for someone who's super tough.
He's very tough. He told me.
I don't get saying I have to finish in 15 minutes. That's just bizarre. Without any explanation. Like, if something's happened, then say. Look,
And he's pulled up like in the street.
I've got a family emergency. I'm going to have to leave. That's why.
So he hasn't come in and gone, I've got to go,
My
sorry.
wife says I have to leave. It's so vague. Like, it's not like, that's it, I'm
so
out.
they couldn't tell whether he meant my wife says I have to quit or my wife says I have to come home right now because of
Whatever.
reason X.
Yes. How
Or
bizarre.
there is an emergency
You
and I
work
have
with
to
some
leave.
very strange people.
It's transport.
I also work with some very strange people.
Do tell.
This week I'm celebrating because I had 2 successful meetings with parents who agreed to send their children to see therapists.
I thought in the notes where it said who agreed. Oh,
I'm sorry,
dear.
everybody.
Is that Kai?
It's not, but that's funny.
All the people who I'm turning mine off too now, just in case
Whoopsie. Kai
Kai's
does
somehow,
yes.
getting burning ears.
Yeah.
I thought in the show notes that you meant the parents were seeing therapists.
No.
I'm a terrible parent. I will now seek help.
No. They've agreed to send their child to therapists. So
Sure.
some speech therapy, whatever. Sure. The first one was because he just wants me to stop harassing him, and he thinks he's so right that if he goes and sees a speech therapist and they say, which is what he asked me in the meeting, if the speech therapist says everything's fine, what then? And I said, we're done, it's over. And he went, okay, I'll see a speech therapist. I was like, mate, there's no way a therapist is looking at your child. No way. It will take them 10 minutes to go, oh, ding, 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 issues. Anyway, I think that's hilarious. It is freezing in Melbourne right now. We're going through a top of 12 to 14 degrees Celsius.
Subjective.
And I can already hear Snowy saying, that's shorts and t-shirt weather, in his beautiful Scottish accent, which I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
But in Melbourne...
That's rare.
In Melbourne, we have to acclimate from 9 degrees on the coldest day to 48 on the hottest, and we are definitely at the freezing end. So, if Snowy
not
gave me a
freezing,
scale... but for us it is. If Snowy gave me a scale of where he was and it was only 4 degrees higher than what the bottom temperature that they go through, he would also say that was freezing. And I bet if I said, come and enjoy a 48-degree summer...
But the 48 and the 9
melt.
are not close together.
No, they're Celsius.
Temp's not saying it's 48 degrees Celsius one day and the next day it's 9.
It can be 48 degrees one day and 20 the next. But no. But we have to... That's our weather extremes.
48 is about 115.
48 is don't go out, the roads are melting.
9 is about 20
It's freezing.
Fahrenheit.
Isn't 35... Wait, no, that can't be right. No, that can't be right because 0 is what? 35? 25. 35.
I don't
I'm
know.
thinking it's 35. Anyway, Wem's about to find that out.
I'm going to look it up while you talk.
Anyway, because it's so cold, we had our very first campfire at Kinder on Monday, which was so much fun. I love having a campfire. It's really nice. And it was funny because we had...
9 is 48 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I told you it was over 35. Anyway, no, everyone in America is joining in, although it's not cold.
We don't shovel snow.
I found that it was amusing because children who are obviously used to having campfires or having fire pits at their house or even just going camping and having...
A chill about it.
Fine. So when they went and got their chairs, they get their own chairs and they carry it over and they put it where the fire's going to, around our fire pit. So the children who are used to it, they sat at about the distance that I would sit,
Yes.
that I would go, that's safe.
Children not used
The
to it.
children not used to it
Sit
were
this
like,
far from the fire.
no,
Oh,
no,
like-
way back. So it's
So they're a bit scared.
so it's interesting because they've assessed their own risk, which is really good. That's a good strategy. They've gone, that's a bit dangerous. I'm going to sit way back here. But yeah, they're like double the distance. And I'm like, I said to them, oh, would you like to bring your chair a bit closer so you can feel the fire? They're like, no. Okay. Which I found amusing. Today I spent the day with beautiful Theo.
No, Baba.
Who was delightful. Hello, Baba. But also would not sleep. So he would swing from being very happy to really upset very quickly. So he went from hysterical laughter to hysterical tears.
He's obviously upset because his pa wasn't there.
Well, clearly. But he did watch us this morning, last week's episode. He watched
did
this
he?
morning, and I got photos of him watching it with the different expressions, like the frowning, like, where's Nanny? And to the laughing, because that's hilarious, and probably because we're talking to him. And to the just like, I don't understand what's happening. So it was really good.
He likes the intro too, doesn't he? He loves it.
He loves the
Bops
intro.
along
I
to
think
the
it's
intro.
the screaming. I think that's what he's... Princess sent us all the video this morning of Theo waking up, and I think he's taken on the Banshee scream.
Yes.
So I think he's like, oh, that's how I want to wake up every day.
I want to wake
Anyway.
up Sylvanus style.
Just to make sure he doesn't miss out on his weekly hello Bubba. Hello, Bubba.
Hey, cheeky
Hello,
boy.
Bubba. Send any kisses.
All right. Shall we move it into discussions?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Nothing too heavy. Just a couple of things that Remix has brought up.
Got some
Bit of Remix chat.
issues.
No,
Oh,
not really.
okay, go.
The nostalgia and getting a clean run at the whole expansion is really amazing
Yes.
and good fun.
Finding it interesting. I'm finding it interesting because I'm like, why are we going over there when our base is over here? And then I realised, no, that's the Horde base. And then,
Yes.
and like last night when we rode out from our base in the Isle of Thunder and we went out and then we got there and then we like, okay, we've done that now. We don't want to do, it's that thing in the cave. We didn't want to do what was next. So we're like, oh, we'll just ride back. We couldn't find our way back. We had no idea where we were going.
No.
We got totally lost and turned around on the way. So, and then we're like, where's our place? What is it called? We don't know. We don't know these things. That was hilarious.
Yes.
We did find that amusing. I've done it a few times. So.
The simplification, no repairs, no professions, no auctions, nice and simple.
Yeah,
Is a bit of fun. You like a flower pick.
Yeah, I miss my gathering. Like I was thinking, oh, we used to, I'd be madly skinning here, or I do miss the gathering.
I think Legion is the last time we did laps of gathering, like specifically went out Saturday morning or whatever and said, let's do some laps.
Yeah, but I think that's because we don't have time. The last two expansions, I felt like I never got time. Like we're at the end. We're about to get invited to beta. And I haven't even leveled all my tombs.
No.
I certainly haven't leveled all my professions. And my mining still isn't at max, I don't think, on my main toon.
Yep.
Like, it's nuts, though.
The next thing that I was thinking was it's good to go back, but it's also highlighted the steps forward that we've made, like
Yep.
shared gathering,
Yes.
quest pickups,
Yes.
not racing for them and getting them stolen while you're fighting,
Or how many times...
mob tagging.
How bad is it when we've been fighting something and someone just comes along and picks what you fight? Like, you're literally fighting on top of it. Or we did a quest where you had to get the limbs of something, and so you had to, fight, groups, packs of mobs. And while we're fighting, this dude's just coming along and picking them all up. I'm like, mate, back up.
On one hand, yes, our souls are on the rise again. But on the other hand, we haven't had to do that for so long. Maybe people are out of...
Yes, maybe.
Pace
I don't
with.
think so. I felt like that was quite intentional, waiting until we were in combat. I think that was quite intentional assholery.
True.
Anyway, keep going.
I need to restart the background. Look at that.
Oh dear, what happened? Oh, did we
There you
finish
go.
it?
Yeah, I probably wasn't at the start.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
If we'd stream this weekend, there'd be something new for people to look at.
sure.
Now it's just stand by. That's just weird.
Oh yeah, let me just... There you go.
Thank you.
Uber Easy Dungeons
Sorry,
and
everyone.
Raids.
It's very confusing if you're just looking at the background.
Fun at first, not as fun as a challenge, I don't think.
Yes, I'm going to say
So it's a laugh.
They're not game type fun, but it was hilarious, and I still do want to stream it because I think it's worth looking at. Like, if you're not playing Panda Remix and you haven't experienced if you're not doing Pandemonium, what are you doing? You crazy people, get in there. But if you're not, then I think it's fun. It's fun to, it's insane. Like, you cannot keep up. You get locked out of bosses regularly because you just can't keep up.
Yeah.
Funny.
And finishing on a...
Oh, and healing. Don't bother.
No.
Q is a healer and it change your spec. So make sure you've got on your heal spec, you've got all of your DPS.
All your
things.
AoE stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly, one semi-serious point. For all the players crying and carrying on about how imbalanced it is at high level, calm the fuck down. This is why you don't get fun things. They've forced the current gear into it 5 expansions ago for us to have fun in. Let them cook. They'll fix it.
Yeah.
Right? Just have a laugh at it.
But also, aren't we
and
all...
just chill out a bit.
Aren't we all learning something? Like, they're clearly learning stuff. They're clearly... It's
The more
it's
stuff
the
like
first...
this they try, the more fun stuff
Yes.
we get to do as now and then things like this and in game.
Yes.
They'll take stuff from this and put it in the game.
They absolutely will. It's fun. So stop whining. Get
And
your
when
head
you-
out of your ass.
When you think about it, plugging the current gear system into past expansions for like ammoniums fixes a lot of problems. Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands spring straight to mind. Where there was too much layered on stuff,
Yeah.
too much borrowed power.
Yep.
To be able to do this, you're just getting back to the
Well,
story.
Imagine doing the one with our class hall,
Legion.
without having to do all the bullshit.
Well, that was still fun.
No,
that was a
but
good
like all of
expansion.
yes, it was still
But what
fun.
I'm saying is that for all of them, you're seeing the story.
Yes.
You're not focusing
You're not
on...
focusing on all
you're not
nitty-gritty
having to
and-
grind
Yeah.
gear,
That's what I'm
grind
saying.
your weapon,
So imagine
grind
doing
your
it
gear.
without having to worry about the class
Yeah.
hall and without having to do your legendary and
Yep.
all of that. You could just enjoy the experience and the story.
I think another really good one will be Warlords of Draenor. Because the story was so good. So if we can go in there with simplified gear, crazy gems and stuff, which is fun, and just looking at the story and not having periods of nothing and nothing to do here and there and, you know, all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could end up being really good fun. All right. That's that. Anything you wanted to add, or you good with that?
Let's move it into the news.
All right, let's move it in to the news. Just 2 little things that I've found. The Krusty Crawler mount is now available in the shop, if you like that kind of buying thing. It was previously rewarded from the Trading Post and is now available for purchase in the shop till June 30.
Oh, and Blizzard devs, if you're listening, you know, just throw one my way. We'll have a look.
Sure. We're not that anymore.
Hi.
We used to be that. When we get our
One
shelves,
day.
you'll see how much we used to be that.
One day.
And also, the World of Warcraft War Within beta begins 2 days for us, because even though we say Tuesday the 4th, it's actually Monday the 3rd in America, or the very early morning of Tuesday the 4th.
Yes.
So we'll see it the next day. But
It's
June the 5th,
it's tomorrow.
it's coming
though.
out.
Tomorrow for everyone.
Tomorrow
Wherever
for
they
everyone
are.
else. The day after for us.
No, but it's June the 5th.
In
or
America.
do we have to wait for June 6th?
Yeah.
How rude. I thought it was a worldwide.
I don't think so.
I'm sure.
Anyway,
Ponty said
so
it
they're
was
going to invite
worldwide.
community veterans, press fan sites, no one else, friends and family to check out the upcoming
No,
expansion.
I'm gonna
and
say-
us, who is players who purchase. All right, yeah, we'll definitely get in. But also, players who purchase or who upgrade to the
Why
Epic
would you
Edition of The
spoil
War
it?
Within will also gain immediate access. Well, that's for losers that aren't like us getting
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah, being
by invite.
invited. I mean, you know,
and-
we didn't get invited with Tally,
Yeah.
but, you know, we're getting invited on June 5th.
Exactly. So available in the beta will be the new systems, the complete leveling
Is
experience.
it here when we talk about the fact that we don't like doing the beta?
Yeah, after this. Zones, dungeons, delves, warbands, the new
Ooh,
playable
delves.
earthen are all available.
Excellent.
And raid testing will come at a later time.
Oh, well, that's good.
I might get in and have a look at a couple of classes.
Do you know what I liked? I liked it when, like, Zooey and PD they would go in and find it all, and then they'd tell us all the things that they discovered. It was really good. Then we didn't have to do it, so it was fresh for us.
Sure.
Bad. So when we did the expansion, it was all fantastic and new. And then we had PD or Zooey going, yeah, come here, do this, watch that, do this. And we'd like, okay, all right.
It was all right.
And then we're like, this is amazing. And they're like, yeah, I've been here before.
Yeah. You know, if you could find the time to like and subscribe on YouTube, that would really help us out.
Right now, do it.
Give us a provisional thumbs up now.
Do it
while
now.
I'm reading this. Do it. Don't sit there like I do. Do a thumbs up. Just click it now. And I'll remind you later to remove
Three
it
thumbs up.
if you're not happy with the content we've brought to the table.
He annoyingly will.
I will. I promise.
I say don't. Just let them stay there liking us.
Where can people find us in the social?
On the socials, they can find us on YouTube, where you've clearly found us, at Bind on Equip Wow. On Twitter, it's at Bind on Equip Wow. On Instagram, surprisingly, it's at Bind on Equip Wow, but it's very quiet. But you can go to Instagram and Threads and follow Tempest Tracy Webb, and that's me.
You're giving away your whole name.
Well, what, people didn't know it?
True.
Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Facebook?
And Facebook is at Bind on Equip without the wow. But with the wow.
We've got a couple of messages.
Yeah.
3. From Squish. Thank you for the shout out. You're getting another one. I was a faithful listener back in the day.
What happens when you send us in feedback? Don't we love it so much?
And always meant to make a character on Dubai Thos to join your guild.
Oh, should have.
Clearly, my slack ass never actually made it that far. Lol. But
Guild.
I did have good intentions.
Still there. Come along. Join in the fun.
The algorithm must be working for you guys, though, because you were recommended for me last week, so I promptly followed. Nice.
Hey, that's really good news. Don't
is
forget
good
to
news.
share that news.
That's what
with all your
happens when
friends.
you give it some of this.
No. And some comments for traction.
Traction.
Yeah, see?
Barat said, don't forget the remix tunes get free 36 slot bags bonus. And you can buy your 36 slot bank bags for 10 bronze each in the main town.
Which I am heading off to do
I
that.
don't even use banks anymore.
What? You haven't got stuff in your bank bags?
None of them.
Oh, my what is it that you use for crafting? Reagents. My reagents tab is almost full on my main too. And on Fantasy. Quite full on Tempest. I don't understand what you're saying. All my stuff has got
I
bags.
just don't use it.
I've got bags and bags and bags. They've all got the top, not the top level, the next one down, full.
Do you know what it is?
You don't want to keep thick furry manes anymore?
It's the ADHD.
You can't concentrate. You can't do it.
No. And Andy commented...
That's why you need Addy bags and stuff like that. Whereas I can go, I know which bag that's in. Of course it's in this bag. That's where I keep them.
100%. And Andy commented, I don't think I'll ever get tired of the let's take it into real life bit. Lol.
I liked that I got it on. I did it to you last week. That was fun.
Wasn't that great?
On the socials,
Yeah.
we've had lots of likes, but not many comments. Slackers.
Sure.
Come on. I'm going to have to be more controversial, clearly.
Shall we take it in game?
Sure.
Raid progress, Crazy Train. We did the Emerald Dream last night, and that was the last. No, we got.
No,
that's the last week of
set
like you can only do this
raids.
one. Yep. The rest of the group cleared normal in half a night last Thursday, and we got 3 bosses in heroic last night. I wasn't going to admit that we only got 3.
Well,
That's why I said some. I originally said some bosses, so
I thought
that you'd all think, wow, they're hard, cool, heroic raiders.
We did get the 4th boss quite a long way down, but then, and I thought, yes, we've got this 4th boss. Excuse me for spitting. We've got the 4th boss, but then the next 2 attempts were disastrous, but then I was like, no, I've had enough now.
We only did half a night too last night.
Yeah, we did. We've been doing the Awakens. We've been doing an hour and a half because we can clear a normal and then get a few heroics down on the following Monday, which is working nicely. And I think it gives everyone a bit of a break from the full 2 hours. We don't stop for PRB. We just go straight for an hour and a half and then...
Sure.
Yeah. So I actually feel like It's actually more productive.
Yeah. I think you and I only need some more Emerald Dream bosses and we'll have the achievement and mount.
Yes. And surprise, no boots dropped.
Well,
Cannot get boots. Cloth boots, can't get them. We're going to be targeting the awakened raids for the achievements from this week. So we're starting with the first one.
Speaking of the raids, how's your mains gear? I'm sitting on 506.
Same.
So it's not too bad. It's
That's
not
good.
the best, not the worst.
No. We're smack in the middle of our raid.
Mythics. We
Yes.
did an Alderman 2 in time.
Smashed it, in fact.
Algathar Academy 4, we just missed over time.
Yeah. So it was far enough over time that I was surprised that we got points,
Yeah, it was
But
about a
not-
minute over.
but not far enough over that
Not
we
a
didn't
lot
get
over.
points. So we still got quite a few points. And most importantly, we're getting a 512 in the vault, which I'll be very excited about tomorrow. But of course, I'm going to have to wait until Thursday before I can check that. Sad.
I was
Let's look it
slacking.
up early tomorrow morning.
Didn't stream any.
No,
things
I
that we
did want to stream some of our instances because they
Yeah.
were insane, but Wem was
It's
just
a
didn't
bit
do
slack.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Slacker.
I worked on Saturday. I was tired all weekend.
Yeah,
it
that
was
is-
just a bit blur.
You did work, and it wasn't just a little day. You
No,
had-
it was 8 hours.
Yeah, so it was not just the morning, like you
Can't
said.
wait to get my pay tomorrow. See what that bad boy's looking like.
Nice.
Let's talk a bit of remix, the leveling.
Yes.
Unimpressed, who is my dwarf priest.
Not that he's unimpressed at all.
Well, the priest is.
You're not unimpressed, though.
No.
That sounded like you were like,
That's
I'm
his
unimpressed
name.
with leveling.
No, unimpressed is my dwarf priest. He's my main in remix that we're not playing with princess. Mm-hmm. He's a dwarf, so alliance obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He's 67, and I found it was really cool to do all the Unlock Thunder Isle chapters in one go. Hoping we can do the Landfall series as well because that was a bit of fun.
Do you mean the landfall? You mean the Timeless Isles?
No.
Oh, what's landfall?
We did do the zone, but it didn't come up, so I'm not sure. It was one of the first patches. Remember at the start, they were just pumping patches out like crazy?
No.
Okay. I can't even tell you. There was a cave. We had to fly and there were dailies that unlocked and a few more each day. It was that style of thing. And it was
Did anything
when...
yet?
Okay, it was when we all landed on the beach and the Alliance landed at the same time, and we were playing on a PvP server at the time. And the first bit was you went into the this cave, and I think that map ended up being that minecart PvP
Arena. Battleground.
battleground.
Right.
And we did a bit of stuff in there and were fighting with the Alliance while we were doing it. And then the next part of it, we had to fly quite a long way and land where there was like not a castle, like a cathedral-y thing where you had to go inside and up the top and kill there was a dwarf boss. All these things
Okay.
unlocked. People are
Sure.
probably going, idiot, it was this. Drop us a line.
Not idiot for you, but idiot for me who can't remember any of it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't remember any of that. But
I think
okay.
it was the landfall was the thing. Anyway.
There you go. I'm loving Remix. We did some new things. So we tried some dungeons. Oh my God, my talking. And some LFRs.
It's
And
tough.
under 60 seemed very different to over 60.
Yes.
In one of our runs, we ran in the tank was so squishy. Wen was healing. And it was our first one over 60. And so we're expecting it to be just like, try and keep up with the tank. Worm kept him up, but it was crazy and everyone was nearly dying. It was really quite intense. And then that finished and he just left.
Yeah, we'd been doing random dungeons on lower tunes.
Yes.
And we did one, and I think we were about 65 or early 60s, where I thought, how bad could it be? Then because I think you need a low tune in there to confuzzle the algorithm.
Well, I think we were low, but before that, I
No,
think we were under.
Yeah.
We were definitely
But it
under
was
60
really
leaving.
hard. Although we got through it.
No, we did get through it. And one of the other party members said, well, maybe instead of leaving, you could have just put some gems on.
Okay.
So clearly a winner. But, you know, the gems make all the difference. Like, they're where you're getting the power and the boost from. So if you're just going in without them, you're very under geared.
Yeah.
So it's going to make a huge difference, particularly over 60, I think.
And the LFR is the same. It continues to be insanely fast.
Oh, my God.
We took Princess through on our Horde tunes. I told her Chain Lightning is your friend because she's a shaman. Loot, 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 and try to keep up. They were my 3 pieces of advice to her.
And I decided I'd go in, and I've been levelling as Boomkin. And I did not realise that if I chose healer, it would change my spec for me. So I literally had like, I don't know, two things on my bar. I had no spec actually set up. Not that I needed to heal, because I didn't. But I was like, oh, I can moonfire. That was about all I could do. But most of the time I was just busy trying to keep up.
So,
but your cloak levels really fast.
Yes.
Doing that. So
well, that's what everyone...
Worth doing it for that.
What a lot of people are doing now is just making trial accounts that are free.
I don't want to do that. That's
and it's
cheating.
got a level cap of 20.
That's cheating.
But even though you get to 20 and you stop getting gear, your cloak just keeps going.
Yes, but that's cheating.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what a lot of people are
I
doing.
don't want to cheat.
Well,
I'm just
not going
saying,
to do it.
Go in there on your... Go in there, even if you haven't done it before, go in there and loot everything, because you get lots and lots of threads from doing the LFRs, and that does help your cloak to level really
Then we
quickly.
did a dungeon with Princess, which was pretty much the same.
Yes.
Levels, my Demon Hunter, when brutal, is 33, and I'm playing a Death Knight Unfeasible on my own, who is 25.
I've just got the 2 tunes, Nouveau Temp, who's 67, my rogue, and the new Hoochie, which is my druid, who is 34-ish. I'm loving playing these tunes right now, but we also make sure that we do our main stuff first.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Plans for our remix tunes. I've got a few other tunes ready to go. I'll be trying out various speed methods to level some Alliance tunes. I've very little interest in endgame. Nearly zero interest in spending bronze on upgrades. I plan to spend it all on mounts, transmog, and shinies. I do want to...
We do want to unlock the rings and necklaces, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll do some...
Whatever we need to do for that. Scenarios.
Scenarios,
Yeah.
heroic scenarios, and some other stuff as well.
I love scenarios, so I can't wait
Yeah.
to get back in and do that. I don't
We
know
have
why
to
we
get
haven't
Kai.
done
He's our original scenario buddy from
he is
the
our
from the
scenario
OG.
buddy from... wasn't from that expansion, though, was it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Panda?
That's when he joined.
Kai? I would have said it was...
That's when he joined us.
You know the one where the Zandalari trolls are?
No,
Not that
it's
expansion?
only a couple of
I
expansions
know.
ago.
I feel like it can't
I'm a
have
bit
been
pissed
that
off that there's the Zandalari trolls are the bad guys in Mists. I've got a Zandalari troll.
Are they the bad guys on the Horde side, though? Are they just
In
the bad...
in the raid.
Yes, but are they bad guys?
You know the flying boss that flies round and round and round?
Yeah.
He's a Zandalari troll. All of those trolls in that area are Zandalari trolls.
Right.
They're not bad guys. Don't be like that.
Well, maybe they were. They do join the Horde side.
I was very upset. I was glad I haven't got one in there.
Okay.
Mean.
Yes.
I do want to see all the zones though, so maybe we'll level some alts in dungeons, get them up to the zones that we haven't
Yes,
seen.
because we haven't seen
and
all
then take
of...
them in there.
We haven't seen any of the Veil.
I'm going to drag
just
you
gone
through
there.
the bug one that you don't want to do. Maybe I'll do it on my
Crassarank? No, that's down the bottom. Dread something.
Dread Wastes.
Dread Waste. And we haven't finished... What's the other one? Talong Steps.
No.
So, yes, we've still got a few of those.
Haven't-
We did about half of Talong, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, for me, Hoochie's going to go straight in to replace my renamed Hoochie. She won't have any of her past stuff, but that's okay. To have her back with her name is what I would like. And my rogue that we play with Princess, I'm not really sure. Maybe I should play a hunter next, as that tune is stuck mid-60s in the normal game, and I can't see it actually getting there.
Sure.
So maybe I should start one. Although I have to say, I still feel the pressure of the clock every time I log in. It stresses me out. Only 68 days to go.
Oh, hilarious.
Whatever it is, I could tell you.
But when we get through those 68 days, we'll be ready for a new expansion.
But I'm like, I feel the pressure of that time. Like every time I'm like,
How many days?
I'm 76. There's only 76 days left.
Stop press.
Shh, you're too noisy.
All right, the lead player of the week. I didn't get his name, but that warrior that Temp talked about before was squishy as fuck, but I kept him up. And then he left.
Well,
Sook.
he didn't have time to get his name. He ran in like a dickhead before we'd even fully zoned in. You ran in to heal him and then he left. Like,
It was
there
so
no
funny
time.
because we zoned in and we're like, this is all right.
Yeah, we'll
We've
just run
done
around.
all the dungeons we've done have been super easy.
Mm.
And then his health just went bang and went. That's I just get
And
in
then
there.
he just left. What a loser.
What a loser. Any words of wisdom to leave the listeners with this week?
Not really words of wisdom, but I did want to wish everyone out there a happy Pride Month and just remind everyone that what 2 consenting adults or more do in their own time is their own business and not ours.
Sure.
That's it from me.
Be who you are.
Yeah, in fact, love who you are.
It doesn't
And
have anything to do with me.
That's right. No one's making you do what you don't want to do. You get to be exactly who you want to be, and that's how everyone should.
You made me do chores and stuff. Does that fall into that category?
I think we're talking about like sexual things, maybe.
Oh.
Everyone has to do chores. No one wants to do them.
I'm not
That's
saying
just real.
anything about
That's just
that
real life.
because I'll not get any more. We've come to the end of another episode of Bind on a Quip.
I don't
Now's
think
the
there's ever
time.
been a time when you've ever had to do anything that you
Now
want
is
to do.
the time to
Ever.
unlike
Ever.
if you've changed your mind. Otherwise, smash that like.
No, don't do it.
Oh, we've delivered. Look, nearly 40 minutes.
It's a long one. I don't even feel like we said anything.
No, we've just been enjoying ourselves.
40 minutes of bullshit.
So different from normal.
Well, normally it's only 25 minutes.
That is true. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time, I'm Wembley.
I'm Tempest. See ya.
Half out.